think one of the biggest issues people face in life, when it comes to any challenges or obstacles or just general life issues that they have to face, is that typically the answer to it is, burying the problem initially. Letting yourself get into bad habits, consuming the wrong kinds of content online, not becoming lazy, but just doing things that goes against your character just to try and make you forget. And I guess, as when you're younger, it's a bit more reasonable to think, it's more of a reasonable thing to do, because obviously you've not learned the necessary skills and challenges yet. That all depends on the kind of person and what they've been through. But yeah, just burying your problems is probably one of the worst things you can do. I know that I've got a couple of friends, they've gone through some stuff, or through some things, and they've dealt with it in such an amazing way. Like, you wouldn't think how they've been able to get through it. But I guess us as humans, we learn and adapt to any situation. But it's just how you choose to, it's how you choose to deal with that situation that's where it's going to take you. You can't expect to, change in a positive way if you're not doing positive things. For example, if you have like any sort of anxiety, I know I used to have a little bit of it. I used to just sit in my room, didn't want to go out at all. The first steps I took was just going out to a public space, going to the gym, even if it was for half an hour, or going out somewhere to eat by myself, even if it was for a McDonald's or a quick Nando's somewhere, or even at KFC. So just a quick, fast food, in and out sort of thing. But at least you've put yourself in a position where you've actually attempted to do something. I think there's a big fear in challenging yourself when it comes to anything. You have to take them initial steps to overcome it. And once you learn how to put yourself in that place where you're out of your comfort zone, you start to then venture out of it a bit further and a bit further and a bit further. And before you know it, you're doing things by yourself. You're running solo, or you're just being a responsible person, which is a good thing. I feel like a lot of people, nowadays, it seems like responsibility is just out the window. Responsibility is a bit of a funny one, because it's one of them things where you don't like to admit that it is your fault, like, for something. I feel like if you take responsibility for the things in life, even if it is or isn't your fault, mentally in the long term, that will build a stronger relationship with yourself and your mental. It's easy to say it's someone else's fault. It's so easy to blame this person or that person, or blame this, that, and sometimes it is out of the issue is out of your hands. You're too young to understand it, or you're just incapable of doing anything about the situation. But I feel like if you start placing more responsibility in your own hands, then you will start to see more progression and improvement in life in general. Of course, at the start it's going to be a big obstacle, because it's starting to, when you start taking responsibility for everything, it feels heavy on your shoulders. But once you start to get yourself in a good routine, you start to learn things, you start facing the obstacles, then them challenges that you do face later on in life, you start to adapt to it much quicker than you did before. Yeah, everyone has a good day and stay blessed.